Why do my lip gloss? It looks so white. Hey y'all, it's your girl Apryldenyse, and I am back with another video. Excuse me if you see I'm looking in a different direction because I'm looking at myself. But hey y'all, it's hot and I'm out of breath because it took me about 30 minutes just to get this camera set up. If you see that I'm sitting on the floor, it's because I am. In all of that mess back there, I am currently making a vision board. So yeah, that's just what that is. And yeah, y'all, so this video, just whatever video, has been, you know, something that a lot of people have been waiting for. So I decided to just go ahead and, you know, record something. So today's topic, and you see I have my notes because I am a note taker. I like to write, and I just kind of like to know what I'm talking about so I don't sound crazy or whatever. But yeah, okay, but yeah, y'all, so today's topic is going to be talking about dealing with anxiety, depression, mental illness, having panic attacks, stuff like that, because it's something that I feel like a lot of people go through and, you know, don't really talk about or don't really know how to deal with it. But firstly, I want to let you know that if you are one of those people who deal with anxiety, depression, mental illness, whatever it is that you feel like you deal with mentally, the first thing I want you to know that it's okay. Like, you know, everybody deal with it, and whether people like to discuss it or not, I'm sure somebody everywhere, one person out of 5 or 3 people out of 5 probably have dealt with some sort of depression, and it is okay and it will pass, and you just have to learn how to get through it and pull yourself out of that space. I would say for me, I definitely have dealt with, you know, anxiety, depression, having major panic attacks to the point where it really affected me, affected the people around me. It really played a part with my mental health, my well-being in general. And one day, you know, I just decided that I didn't want to continue to deal with that. Like, I didn't want to label myself, and I didn't want to wake up every morning dealing with it. So I just decided to figure out what I needed to do and who I needed to separate myself from in order for me to be in a different mind frame, because for one, it is not healthy. And you can feel it. Like, you can feel it when you're in that space. You feel down, you feel helpless, you feel just worthless. It's a lot of words that I can sit here and say how you feel, but you know, ultimately it's not you. So yeah, so personally, I have dealt with depression. I have dealt with anxiety, major, like to the point where I was in the hospital, I felt like every day. And you know, they just kept telling me it's just anxiety, just take vitamins, just exercise, just relax. And no matter how many times or whatever someone said what I needed to do, it just wouldn't help unless I was ready to do it. You know, it's just like the saying where And you're not ready to leave until you leave, or you're not ready to leave until you're ready, and you're really going to realize when you're ready. I kind of feel like it's like that. And I had to mentally prepare myself. I had to mentally say, yes, I want to get out of this mind frame. I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to wake up like this. I don't want to have someone keep viewing me like this, you know? So first thing first, you know, what I did was definitely pray. I prayed. You know, I prayed and I prayed some more. You know, I prayed like, and when I say prayed, I just didn't pray just like, please, you know, help me. You know, I thanked him. I asked for help, guidance, assistance. Just put me around the right people. Take me away from the people that I don't need to be around, who's making it worse. You know, because some people that you're around can definitely make your depression, your anxiety worse, and you not realizing it. But I definitely feel like it was something that really, you know, controlled my everyday. And when it's getting to the point where it controls you and you're not controlling it, there's a problem. For me, it definitely controlled me. I couldn't function at work. I would be at work, I couldn't breathe. It was times where I had to leave work because I was about to pass out. Like, people at work was really worried about me, and I really couldn't explain it to them because it was, for me, it was something that was new, especially to that point. So I really couldn't, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do, you know, and I felt like I couldn't control it. It really controlled me. Like, I would literally be just sitting here, and then next thing you know, I have a panic attack. It really controlled me, and I let it. I definitely let it, because it was times where I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't breathe. I didn't want to do anything but just sit in the dark. Like, I quit my job. Like, it got to the point where I really let it control me, and it put me in this dark space, and it's a place that I don't ever, you know, want to go back to. And I don't ever want another individual, especially someone that I care about, to feel that pain. So if I can help someone else prevent that and from getting to that point, I definitely would, you know, because it is something that really is serious, you know, and a lot of people don't really take it serious, or they feel like they just sweep it under the rug. And I feel like a lot of people definitely look over it, and it's not something that needs to be looked over. Because a lot of people lose their lives over depression, over anxiety, over something that someone can help them with. No matter how much they say they don't want to talk or whatever, like, your little act of careness or love can help that one person, you know. So I feel like it is definitely something that needs to be talked about, and so that's why I'm here today. But yeah, so y'all, my hair is everywhere because it's dry, and it was like in a twist, and it's just doing whatever it want to do. So we gonna let it. Okay. But yeah, y'all, so I'm just looking at my notes. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing to make sure I stay on track, because I can get off track and just talk, and we don't want this video too long, you know. Yeah. So yeah, for me, I would say I have health anxiety, and I feel like that is one, you know, one kind of illness that really can affect you, where you feel like, hold on, okay, so yeah, health anxiety, where you feel like any little thing, every little thing that you feel, something is wrong with you. You feel like you have cancer. You feel like, oh, I'm about to die, and you Google it, and Google says what? You're about to die tonight. You know, so I had that, and then it was just like I was believing it, like, and it stressed me out, and I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like, Google said this, and y'all, so yeah, it got to that point where I was literally stressing out about what Google said, and it ain't okay. Like, I was just thinking in my head, like, Google can kill you for real. For real, for real. If you let it, like, don't Google anything. If you feel something, don't Google it. Because you will start believing it. The next thing you know, you're going to be stressing out about it. And it's not okay, you know? Like, if you are feeling something, and if it's to the point where you feel like it's life or death, or you feel like it's really urgent, or you feel like you really need to go get it checked out, then by any means necessary, go get it checked out, or just seek someone else, ask someone else about it, instead of letting your brain get to that point where it's like fight or flight, and you just have to, I don't know, it's just weird, like you just feel like you have to come up with a conclusion, and you feel like you have to fix it, and you try to rationalize why or how or what it is, and you thinking so much, and you thinking, and the next thing you know, you just sitting here stressed out because you don't know how, why, what, when, where, what it is. Google telling you this, and you believe in what Google says, and it's just too much. It's just too much for your brain, especially when you have so much more on your plate, when you're dealing with a lot of stuff, and then you just have these mental thoughts just running through you're basically in your head, and it's not okay. So that's why I like to write. When I start feeling some kind of way, or when I feel something, I write it down. And honestly, it passes, but I told myself, like, if it's something where I feel like I need to seek a doctor, then I will. But I'm not going to stress myself out about having health anxiety, because that's really going to stress me out, and it's really going to affect my health like it did before. And like I said, I refuse to go back to that. Like I was saying, me, for instance, I had health anxiety. It was to the point where I would have panic attacks often. Like I said, I couldn't breathe. I didn't want to be outside. I quit my job. It was to the point where I was just shaking constantly. Like, I couldn't stop shaking. It was like my body was overexerted, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I probably only got maybe an hour of sleep a night. I was keeping everybody around me up because I wanted somebody to be around me just in case something happened. I just really let what was in my head get to me, and it really drove me to a point where I really lost myself, like, really. And losing yourself, whether it's to anxiety or depression or whatever else out there, it's never a good feeling, where you just don't know where to go, you don't know who to turn to, you don't know what to think, what to say, or how to feel. It's just never a good feeling. So I think one thing that, you know, kind of really helped me snap out of it was when my grandma passed away, and it was right within the time I was dealing with it. Like, she passed away, and I was here in Atlanta, she was there in Cleveland, and basically I didn't see her, you know. I didn't experience her in the hospital, you know, like everyone else did. So that pretty much was hard for me, and I just kept thinking to myself, like, is this where she want me to be? Like, y'all, I forgot to light my incense. But I kept thinking to myself, like, is this where she want me to be? Like, would she be okay with me in this mind state? Like, what would she tell me, you know? And it kind of really turned me around. Also being around people who I love, because I went back to Cleveland, and I feel like going back there really helped me, like, just regroup. And being around loved ones honestly really does help, but it helped me regroup. It helped me, I felt like, let a lot of the stress and the pain, because not only was I dealing with that mental anxiety, that mental state, it was so much other things going on, you know, that it's a whole nother video. You know, it was so many other things going on. So all of that on top of what I was dealing with, it just really pushed me over the edge, and I just really lost myself. And I let that mental, that health anxiety get to me, because everybody wants to be healthy and nobody wants to feel like they're dying. So yeah, I just really kind of let it get to me. And like I was saying, like, I really had to take a step back and be like, would she want me to be like this? You know, she wouldn't. It wouldn't. She wouldn't want me to be like that. So I really had to take a step back and start doing what I used to do to help me get out of the little depression states when I was younger. I had to go back to that, which was write or color or just talk to someone or just pray. You know, I just had to take a step back and just take some me time. Listen to music. Get away from all the negative energies, all the negativeness that's causing more drama, more pain, more hurt. Get away from that, because it's not doing nothing but building on top of what you're already going through, and it breaks you. Especially if you're not strong enough, it definitely breaks you. So for me, I would say, if you are someone who's dealing with depression, who's dealing with anxiety, who's dealing with just anything like that, just know that, for one, like I said earlier, you are okay. It is okay. This will pass. I also would say, think of that things that makes you happy. Be around things that makes you happy and make you feel good. A lot of things that helped me was being around people that makes me happy, animals that makes me happy. I told myself I just have to get cute. Like, I just have to get up. I just have to get up. I just have to feel cute. I have to build my confidence back. So a lot of times I would just get cute for no reason. And I would take pictures. A lot of times I would just post the pictures just so I can get a little compliments, just so I can feel, not saying that those compliments, you know, validate me as a person, but just feeling like when you're in that low place, just feeling those little compliments, it definitely helps. So I would say, just get out and just put on your best outfit, you know, do your hair, do your eyelashes, just do something that makes you feel good as a person. That definitely helps. Again, like I said, talking to someone, writing down how you feel, getting it out, cry. A lot of times I just sat there and cried. I prayed. I meditated. I, you know, wrote down all the things that hurt me, all the things that I would like to change, especially in the situations that I was dealing with, all the things that I wanted to bring into my life. Another thing was, I like to window shop online. So I would look at different houses, or I would look at different like furniture or clothes that I would want to buy. Stuff that I know that makes me happy, you know, that would make me happy if I bought it or if I was to be around it. Or stuff that I just thought that was positive, just positive things, you know. I started working on my business even more. I would just write down ideas because I'm passionate about my business. So with me taking all that stress and that anxiety and that anger and putting it into my business, it really helped me pull myself out of that depression state. I cannot stress enough, I would say just talk to someone. Find someone who you feel like you are comfortable with. Even if you feel like you are not comfortable with anyone, record yourself. Just get all of that out. Make YouTube videos. Go to a water pond or lake, or because you know water is calming, so go sit at a waterfall or a water lake and just listen to the water waves and, you know, just breathe. Take those deep breaths. Inhale peaceful, positive thoughts. Exhale all the negative. And keep doing it. Just breathe. Just breathe. Because again, like I said, you are okay. Try not to lean towards binge eating or binge smoking or drinking, because there's nothing wrong with those things if you partake in them, but try not to cope with that because it makes the situation worse. A lot of people turn to alcohol or smoking or just any other drugs, and next thing you know, you feel like you was right here with your depression and your anxiety and your stress, and next thing you know, you all the way down here. And why? It's because you having those negative, those toxic things, you're inputting it into your body, and it's not making it any worse. Like I said, go exercise, go run, go sweat out the negativeness, go pray. Like my top things that I did was pray, I worked out, I wrote things down, I danced in the mirror, excuse me, I got cute. When I felt like I was down, I would talk to certain people. I would talk to God. I would just try to let all that negative go. I would write affirmations. I have a lot of affirmations on my wall in there in my bedroom. I would just write affirmations down, and positive ones. And I don't know why I look like I had a red dot on my nose. But I would just write positive affirmations down and believe. Like, you know, the first few you may write, you may not start feeling it. But after you writing so much and writing so much and writing so much, you start to believe it. You start to feel it. You start to, like, yeah, this is a positive one. Let me write this one down. You know, you're searching on YouTube or Google or Pinterest more positive things. I would definitely say just surround yourself with happy, positive people who makes you feel good about you, who accepts you for you, who at the end of the day want nothing but good things, general happiness, genuine happiness for you. Just a genuine person who really cares for your well-being. Another thing is, like I keep saying, you really have to surround yourself with like-minded people. And I don't mean people who is going through depression. I mean people who are, you're here, you want to be here. Surround yourself with people who's here, who can help you get to that point. Don't surround yourself with people who's here and you're already feeling like you're here, because it's just going to make you, you know, go back down the ladder, baby. You want to go up. Okay, so definitely surround yourself with people who is here to help you get here, and you guys just help each other build. You know, that's what friendship does, that's what love is. So definitely surround yourself with people who are positive, who knows their vibrations, who knows how to put good energy out, who knows how to take a step back when they need to. I promise you, y'all, when I sit right here, I feel like I have a red mark on my nose. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I can. But yeah, but just surround yourself with people who is positive. That's all you can do. And I just hope and pray that with that, you know, it will help you guys get out of that mindset. It will help you guys get out of that depression, get away from that anxiety, get away from all that things that tear you apart, and surround yourself with people that are things that build you up. So yeah, y'all, that is pretty much my story. You know, how I let anxiety take over my life to the point where I lost my job. I lost my job. I like pushed away my friends. It was a lot that went on, you know, but I am so thankful that I am not in that mindset anymore, to the point where I can sit here and make this video. Because, excuse me, when I say I was really down, like, if you really go through anxiety and if you have been to your lowest point, then you understand exactly where I was, especially with the things that I was dealing with. I feel like you exactly understand where I was at, and it's not a good feeling. So I definitely just want to let you know that whoever is watching this video, my main point that I want to get across is that you are okay. You know, sometimes people go through things like this, but sometimes it takes time to get over it. It took me a whole year to get over that, and I would say I'm still not completely over it, because if there are times or days where I have depression, there are times and days where I deal with anxiety, but I'm good for calling my aunt or calling my best friend and just have them, you know, calm me down a little bit. And, you know, I pray and get back to business, back, because money needs to be made. So I try not to let it control me like I did before. Again, surround yourself with positive people, love, people who are here, not here. Try not to cope with all those unnecessary substances, y'all know, but try not to cope with that. Yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. That's just really what I want to talk about. Just know that you are not alone. You too can be better, be whole. Like, your healing is important, and if it's important to you, you're gonna do anything and everything you can to get better, you know. And I wish you nothing but abundance. I wish you nothing but good health and prosperity, money, just everything, you know, everything that you want that's positive, of course. I wish you nothing but that and much more. If you're not dealing with it, if you are dealing with it, if you have dealt with it, comment down below. Let me know what you have done to, and just let others know who may watch this video what you have done to get yourself out of that mind state. If you know somebody who've dealt with it, what have you done to help them? Because at the end of the day, my goal is just to help someone else. And if you guys can help me help someone else, you never know, you know, what you're doing to help that person who's actually reading it. So nothing but positive vibes, nothing but good thoughts, and just know, again, like I said, you guys, it is a time that a lot of people, it is times where a lot of people deal with it, but again, just know that you are okay. You probably hear that a lot, but it's true, and you have to, you know, take steps when you are ready to take steps. You can't move because somebody's trying to force you. You have to move when you're ready to move. Baby steps, it's okay. But again, I wish you nothing but blessings. I wish you nothing but peace and happiness for the rest of the year. Again, comment down below some things that you have done, you have helped someone do, just whatever. Get rid of that anxiety, depression, mental illness, whatever it is. Comment down below. Also comment down below some more topics that you guys would want me to talk about. I do have a few more videos that I want to record. Some vlogs coming soon. I know I kept saying birthday vlog, but like I said, it's just been pretty busy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been recording for about 30 something minutes. So I'm just gonna wrap up this video with saying that I love all of you guys, and see you guys later.